So I was like among like the first interview candidates for that school. Let's see. Yeah, so then my PCAT scores, I finally got my PCAT scores September 21st. I forgot it was like a month later. I don't know, it's only 5 weeks now, guys. But they got released the 21st, but FarmCast didn't have them until the 24th, so 3 days later. So remember, FarmCast takes a while for it to process everything. But then after I got my PCAT scores, I started getting interviews to like everywhere. Let's see. But I pretty much rejected most of them, or declined most of them. You know, mostly because like I was already, no, I wasn't accepted, but yeah, I got interviewed. I don't know. I declined them later. So yeah, so I got accepted, and then I started declining them just mostly because I already was accepted to the school that I liked, and those were mostly all backups. And I was really happy with them. So then I got a UOP interview invitation, UCSD interview invitation. I decided to hear those ones out because they have a really great reputation. And so yeah, and UCSD is interesting because they have like a really small class size. Yeah. So by the way, sorry, I'm probably talking too fast. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Okay. Is anyone interested in applying to UCSD, by the way? Okay. Something to know about them is they like 50% of their graduates go on to do residencies. So they're pretty much looking for students who have research or like want to do big things with pharmacy, not just retail. Me, I personally don't I'm not really considering to do residency, so that didn't really look good at the interview. But so just keep that in mind. So.
What if you say you want to do it, and in the back of your mind you're like, no,
I didn't do that. But yeah, I think you interviewed there, right?
Yeah, they are very big on research. So if you're planning to apply there, definitely have research experience and have like at least 1 or 2 years.
I was just wondering, I heard that like UCSD, they like to mostly take rounds.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Don't they have a linkage program? Something like that?
Oh, did they? Because I was talking to a student out there.
Okay. Well, I know their class size only is like 70 students. 60 students. So they're very selective.
And they interview a lot of people too.
They do. And
they accept 50% of the people they interview.
Really?
Yeah, because they only interview 120, I think, and they accept 60.
I think there was 120 just at my interview.
Really? No, I heard they like accept like 50%. I don't know why. Like if you got into the interview, it's like maybe like almost there.
They interviewed around like 400 people.
We can check this out right now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, just kidding.
Oh, we should show like the whole school.
No,
That's a great idea.
What was your question?
just because when I was looking into all these schools, I know SC, from what I heard, they have about 1,600 applicants, and they only interview about 500 of them, and they accept about 120 of them. So out of the 1,600, they cut about 1,100.
I think they accepted 190. They accepted
190. Maybe I was looking at one.
I'm gonna check it out right now. I'll show you. There's actually.
Well, maybe it was like UCSD one.
Yeah,
U school is 50%. I remember like
Alright, you can get all this information about how much they accept in the first year. I don't know how accurate it is.
And then if you do get accepted to UCSD, they actually do research. Like the pharmacy students do research while they attend school. So just another emphasis on research.
Yeah, I didn't find that out till the interview.
Alright, so you can click UCSD and it says. Alright, so it looks like they interviewed for 2010. They interviewed 300. I thought it was more. Never mind.
So yeah,
And they accepted about 100, and about 60 accepted their spots.
How many applied?
probably
a lot.
Good question.
About 1,500.
Yeah,
Dave.
probably.
Website.
What website?
My website.
This is on the website.
So it must be really hard to get an interview.
Thank you.
It is.
Wait, did you all apply to USC?
I did.
I applied there. I got it.
Yeah, but-
I'll show you later. Well, actually, I'll show you now. I got an interview. I declined it just because it was just costed so much money.
Wait,
Don't
you were
take
very
it.
good.
I was just wondering, do they ask about like relatives that are alum?
No.
Tasha?
When I went, they don't. I think I'm sure you
like
can
on the
mention it.
application.
You can mention it. I think it is an application. It's a closed.
No, but I mean like on the supplemental, like the grad, because there's for USC there's like 2 forms. Remember like the graduate one? I think it said like.
It does ask for, on the application, it does ask for, if you have an allowance there. But I mean, I don't think they take it as much into consideration anymore.
Okay.
So it is, I mean, unless you have like a freaking faculty member, you know, working
Yeah, I
there.
get that one.
But they do ask for on the regular application. And then the difference between like UCSD, it's not a brand new pharmacy school, but it is partially funded by the state of California. So right now they have 60 seats, so they can only fill those 60 seats until it moves up accreditation wise. Other than that, like private schools, they're able to offer more seats because it's privately funded. So those are the reasons why, because with like UCSF, I just learned this out recently, but with UCSF, right now they have 122 seats that they can fill, but it fluctuates and it all goes back to like state funding. So even in like professional schools, state funding is also an issue as well. Because when it goes back to like loans and grants and everything as well. So seats wise, I mean, depending on if it's a public or private school, it all depends.
That's interesting though, cause like at UCSD interview, the guy was like, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, but like the vice dean, he was like, we plan to keep it 60 seats for the
Oh yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, it just depends. I mean, eventually the demand is going to increase, and eventually, I don't know if they're going to keep it at 60. It would be lovely because the learning environment is smaller. Therefore, you might have a greater impact when you're teaching students of a smaller class size. But I mean, I think it's also, it has a big play on like supply and demand as well. So I think it all
I
depends.
can see that.
I think private schools have more of a say. Like if you want to keep 60, they can keep 60.